Oh yeah, it's Brookie one more time. I had a really fun lesson or two this week. In fact, quite a few, but one maneuver my students really need to remember to work on is flipping from like an F to a B flat, or maybe a G to a C. These are bar chords, or A to D, or B to E. I'll demonstrate. Here's C to F, D to G, and here's E to A, and it starts over. Of course, we can get our sharps and flats. Sometimes I leave those out until we need them, but so if F is the root chord, B flat would be the 4. And what it looks like when my students do that, I made a joke yesterday. It's like, well, we have to call a tow truck to pull your fingers over there, because it just takes time, They kind of like, and then it's a big, whoa, kind of like, to get to the B flat. It's not instantaneous like it needs to be. And so that's what I do is I find where they are, like, hey, you need to fix that, good job, good job, good job, as we review chords and songs. So this has to be kind of mechanical, going from the 1 to the 4. And of course, I make up some funny stories about playing in bands and guys that maybe band leaders I played under where I was doing lead guitar, but usually they're a chord strummer, and if they can't do that, it's like, well, it really limits the songs you can do. You're kind of stuck with like G to C, D to G, A to D, E to A, maybe a couple others, but it kind of limits what keys you can play in if you can't do that maneuver. So let's take it up to G and go from G to C. That's the 1 to the 4. What you gotta do, it's all about the ring finger here. So ring finger is obviously on the 5th string. Now it's gonna roll over kind of flat here to make a perfect A shape. So here's A, B, C. You're going to get that perfect shape, only you're just using the ring finger. The 3rd finger, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That one is going to just fold over. So that's in, just about every song is going to go from the 1 to the 4 at some place. All right. Well, you could break this down any number of ways. I always feel like a mechanic taking something apart to look at the parts. So maybe just do the roots. Roots. G to C. Sometimes that's all you need. Or you could do a 2-note power chord. Yeah, I would learn that. And then you can do the 3-note power chord. That's got that folding over. Or you can do ring and pinky. So those are, you got just the 1-note, the 2-note, the 3-note. Of course, I assume that's obvious, but it's not. People miss that all the time. They have no idea. I'll say, if you're hitting a G bar chord, where are you going to go next? And I get like, I don't know, maybe a E flat. Like, whoa, brilliant. Maybe, sure, I don't know. Or F sharp, maybe, or G sharp, maybe, sure. You could go anywhere, but the most common thing is going to the 4. Yeah, okay, so I think you get it. You're just going to have to lay that ring finger flat rapidly and do a lot of practice if that is not easy. I mean, I learned it when I was maybe 14, when my fingers were flexible, my brain was a little bit receptive. I don't know. I don't know why I learned that, but it was not easy, but it seems like my students are older and this is way harder for people. So don't feel bad if it is really frustrating. While we're at it, let's do the 1, 4, 5, which is going to be G, C, D, which is, say, like a Ramones song, Headbanger. Headbanger, headbanger, something like that. Or, what was I thinking? Hang on, Sloopy. Or Wild Thing. There's quite a few songs. Let's go up 2 more frets and make it A. That would be like... a little Ramones action there. The 1, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. So you can do this in any key, and you don't always have to know exactly what notes you're playing, just as long as you start in the right place. It's like kind of a physical shape. So let's say you're up here at the, I don't know, let's just pick 11th fret. I'm like, I don't even care what key it's in. It's just... like, what notes did you just play? I'm like, I don't know. I could figure it out, though, if I had to. But I don't really. Yeah, it's E flat, A flat, B flat. You know, like a lot of that hurt. But yeah, remembering your sharps and flats can be a chore. So basically, I'm just saying, work on this steadily. You're going to need it if you want to play some songs up the neck. Otherwise, you might be stuck just playing like G, C, and D, C, D, G, or C, F, G, or D, G, A, or A, D, E. All great keys, and I love playing right there, but sometimes I just want to break out and play the whole neck, and that's what I do as a teacher. I push people to don't just get stuck in the first 3 or 4 frets. You know, let's try to do the whole neck. Oh no, another story. I have played with some guys. I always say they were like good entertainers. They knew songs, they could sing, and they might not have known all that up the neck. They could sing and entertain a crowd. Well, I could just, you know, sprinkle on my little lead guitar embellishments. So if a guy can only go like... that's good enough for a lot of stuff, but it's not good enough for me. It's for what I play. I want to play more. So, you know, work on your basic chords. Work on your 1, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Like 1, 4, 5. Get all that down. I think it's in my chord book. I know it is. It's got the 1, 4, 5, the 6, the 2, the 3, and even the 7. Did I miss anything? 1, 4, 5, the 6, the 2, the 3. Throw in the 7 if you want to be a know-it-all. All right, well, good luck with your chords, your bar chords. Just keep working up the neck on your notes. Power chords are the easiest. 2-string, 3-string, and then start getting the bar chords. And then You don't have to play just 1, 4, 5. You can definitely go 1, 6, 4, 5, or 1, 3, 6, 5, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So you can play, anything really as far as the chords. Usually it's in the scale, but if it's not, don't worry, you can break out of that scale and make it as weird as you can. Extra points if you can kind of modulate into something unexpected, definitely. But as a guideline, musical theory will keep you kind of like, square. And you'll be able to play predictable music without, struggling. That's all I'm trying to do, is just do the easiest thing possible for my students. And one last thing, if you know the notes on your neck, you'll be able to do this. E, F, G, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, etc. If you haven't got that down, make sure to go back and clean that up, and then we'll be able to, play all 12 keys easily. All right, thanks. I'll try not to keep jabbering. You gotta just sometimes shut it. Adios.